Hello everyone, this is a reading for Sagittarius. So welcome in Sagittarians, hope everybody's well. The list of the decks I use are in the description box below if you'd like to take a look. Otherwise we'll get started with some Oracle cards and then move into the Tarot cards. I'm using sigil cards from Teal Swan 67. It's called the Blind Spot. I'll have to look these up because it's a new deck and I haven't memorized them, but your sigil is 67. Now sigils are kind of fun. I think she actually envisions hers and then paints them, but you can make your own sigil. It's really easy, and it's chaos magic, and it is a way to plant a seed within the universe and then kind of forget about it. Because sometimes we can want something to manifest and we can just obsess about it. This is a way of just releasing that up to the universe to handle for you. And so what you would do is write an affirmation: I am successful, I am whatever, and then you would cross out all the vowels and you would cross out all repeated letters. Now, and then you would capitalize what is left, and then take those, it'll be probably 5 to 7 letters, and then you will connect them together in some sort of artistic way. So like the S and the C would be connected. It doesn't have to be pretty, it really doesn't matter. No one's going to see it but you. So, and the universe. So, and then you circle it, and then you just toss it away somewhere, and you forget about it. And you'll be surprised that it will come to fruition for you. Whatever it is, you'll have a success. You'll have a whatever it is you asked for will come to fruition. So let's get started. For you here, you are bright energy. Color uplifts you. Okay. And you have Venus, love, beauty, harmony, romance, charm, sensuality. Okay. Let's look up number 67 for you, Sagittarius, 67. Okay. 67. Disconnection. Oh no. If you have drawn this sigil, your disconnection is what you are not seeing. The hardest part about disconnection is that when you are using disconnection as a coping mechanism, you feel relief. You no longer feel the tension of conflict and feeling of separation that was occurring before you disconnected. So are we supposed to be doing that? Let's check it. If you have drawn this sigil, you are being asked to see your disconnection. You are being called to transition out of the state and into connection. Reestablish your connection with whatever you have disconnected from. I'm thinking it's love. Okay, so you've disconnected from something, checked out something. Maybe something's become difficult for you and you're like, that's it. I don't want to deal with it, so I'm just not gonna. And so you're kind of in that energy right now. We'll see what the tarot has to say. Go in a little deeper and see your story here, Sagittarius. Story for Sagittarius. Story for Sagittarius. You need another shuffle for some reason. Okay. You have the Prince of Swords because a change is happening. You have the Two of Wands. You have the King of Pentacles. You have the Seven of Cups. You have the Ten of Wands. I'll show you all these in a minute. Of course, Six of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, Four of Cups. Okay, so Libra got that too. If you have Libra in your chart, you might want to watch that reading. And then you have the Wheel of Fortune. Very good ending here. Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands, bottom of deck. So overall energy for you is the Knight of Wands, and then you have the Queen of Cups here. Queen of Cups right behind it. I always think of Knight of Wands as your card. For some reason, Sagittarius, it seems like movement, action. And so action with passion. You are a fire sign. We are in a fire season, Leo season right now. Movement with passion. You will be moving towards something that is more passionate, something that is more emotionally balanced. You'll be moving towards an emotional balance for your Nine of Cups, something that will kind of fulfill you a bit. So you're headed in that direction. That's where you're wishing to go. You may not be there 100% yet because you've kind of disconnected from something. Now, the reason you've disconnected from something is probably because you need to disconnect in order to see the bigger picture. And so I'm thinking that's more what's going on. The reason why I say that is because you do have the Two of Wands here and the Prince of Swords. Prince of Swords is this things coming to light and focus. You've been too focused on something. For some reason, I'm getting focused because there's this like a purple spot here in the pink clouds. You've been too close, too too stuck in a situation, and now you're kind of pulling back out. You're pulling out of that situation in order to see from a higher vantage point, to kind of have an overview. And that's why you're disconnecting a little bit. And it is to do with a love situation, but it's also to do with other aspects of your life. You're a bit disconnected at the moment, and it's really just to analyze things. So you're actually in a phase of analyzing to gain some clarity, because swords is mental energy. So you are definitely looking for some more clarity. And the reason I say that too is because the Two of Wands could help or hinder you as your spiritual locus, your higher being, your the connecting with that to receive answers. So it's also too, it's a beginning. So you might be diving inward a bit just to get some answers. You disconnect from the outside, but diving in a bit to yourself in order to see things with more clarity, to gain some clarity. Did you get that? I think you got that like 3 weeks ago or something. But to gain some clarity there. And this is also, to me, a global perspective, too. Sometimes on these cards there's a world, but there is a bit of a global perspective. And that is definitely getting outside of yourself. Okay, Seven of Cups, in your past, you've had some choices to make. You've had some probably difficult choices to make, and I think you've made those. That's a past position, so you have made those choices in order to get where you're going right now. Now, you do have the King of Pentacles in your subconscious. King of Pentacles is manifestation. It is working things in the material reality is really what it is. He is the king here. He's the king of the material reality. He's the king of his finances. He's the king of his all things tangible. And so you're really working that right now. You're thinking about that. You're dealing with it. You're in it at this current time in your subconscious. You're crunching on that. Probably at nighttime, maybe you're worried about it. There's a bit of a worry, but I don't see too many cards of a super stress, so I think you're okay. You do have the Ten of Wands here. In the Ten of Wands, there's always this bear on this one. And I always think, oh, it's a big bear, because in the Lenormand, the bear is a card of overbearing energy. So in your conscious reality, something has become overburdening to you, overbearing to you, and you have kind of had to step out of that a little bit in order to reassess the situation. And so you're in that mode right now. You also have You Are Bright energy. Color uplifts you. If you're into color therapy, you might color in your environment too. You might be looking at things from and looking around and thinking, what is pulling me down, and what is dragging me down about this situation? And there's some sort of connection here about color, about maybe you hate the color of something for someone, or there's some sort of color therapy too. Like maybe you're looking down at you're dissociating a little bit, and you're looking back and you're like, you know what? This doesn't thrill me. It's not thrilling me at the moment. And so there's something to do with that. I don't know. Very strange. Okay, you do have the Six of Wands in your future. So this is it's winning. So you're going to get what you want. You're going to get what you need. You're going to get where you need to go. You're going to get your star. This person is on looks like a Pegasus. Does it have wings? I don't know if it has wings. But this horse is in the sky, and he's grabbing for a star, and he's reaching the star. And so, or maybe he is the star. So you're going to get what you need in the future. It's going to be provided for you. And so, because you kind of made it happen, though, you've done the work, you've made it happen. You do have Ten of Pentacles here. Your approach has been I'm an abundant person. I can handle this. I can handle everything. You know, the optimism is pouring out into you, and you've been very optimistic about a situation. That doesn't mean that the situation hasn't brought you down. That's why you're stepping outside of it a bit. So there is some sort of sadness, some sort of release. Something didn't meet expectations. You're a little bit upset about that. And you're needing to step out of that in order to see the bigger picture, to kind of analyze it and understand it, really, is what's going on here. The Knight of Swords is rapid change. You're going to have to, there's two cards of movement, Knight of Wands and Knight of Swords. You could be moving, like physically moving, or just doing something different than what you normally do. You have this Knight of Wands. This is a rapid change. There will be a change in your environment. Now, it is, I believe, to do with this love situation, but it's also to do with your everyday reality. So look for positive changes. And the reason I say positive changes, you do have the Wheel of Fortune. Now, we make this wheel. This is the Morai Sisters, the Destiny. So they're turning the wheels of fate, the hands of fate, right? And it's up to us to deal with the consequences. And we can choose our consequences, and so that's why this is kind of a lucky card. We know the change is coming. We can choose how that happens, kind of wrangling the beast before it comes upon us. And so you're going to be in that mode where you are going to be choosing the direction that you're going in all aspects of your life, taking the bull by the horns a little bit. Okay, so thank you, Sagittarius. If you enjoyed this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.